Hello Internet, welcome back to some more Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and today we're going to be looking at affinity charts and how to fill them out as quickly and efficiently as possible. It's going to be a bit of a grind, this is such a pain to fill out, but it's well worth the reward considering that you bring out the full potential of your blades, and at the same time, when you do fill out an affinity chart, depending on what kind of blade it is, they will give you items that increase the weapon power of your selected driver. So let's just say Wulfric, he's on Zeke right now, but I want to have Nia have an upgrade to her Bitball moveset, then I would just use it on her. No problem. The other thing too is that if you have a common blade that is 4 crowns, and you fill out the affinity charts and release them, you will get yourself an overdrive protocol. So, the main thing about blades, and when you're filling out the chart, is that the first thing you should focus on is just getting all the key affinity rewards. Once you have all of these unlocked, then all of the objectives will become available for you to do, and once you finish these objectives, you will get a reward for them, and it's always coming in the form of an upgrade. The thing is about this, though, is that the most efficient way, aside from just spamming all the different objectives, would be to actually send them on Merc Missions. However, some Merc Missions are quite high, so you have to consider if you have Ursula, like in your reserves. If you have an Ursula, then you're already at an advantage. But if you don't, that's fine. This method still does work. And the method is, of course, pouch spamming. This is very annoying, but pouch spamming is actually the most efficient way to do things. You see over here, I'm actually going to be spamming my seafood items. I'm currently in Fonsa Maima in the Uraya province. And the thing is, you go to I'm going to go to the fishmonger's store and buy 20 of each. The reason why I'm able to get 20 is because if you go to Argentum at the hobby store, and then you get a 5-star development, and then you buy out that guy's stock, you can buy the deed to the hobby store of Argentum, which will let you have 10 more to the capacity of your lifestyle item. So it's very, very good. This particular item, it's not particularly liked by any of the blades that are on Zeke right now, but that's the point. You're going to be doing this really, really quickly, and you're not going to be bothering with the dialogue that the people do. So this means that if you have a blade that likes fish, then use an item that they do not particularly like, because you're doing this for time's sake. Like, the bonus that you get for giving them the item that they like is actually relatively small considering how fast you can spam these items. So, let's go ahead and have a look at Wulfric. This guy you can get at the very beginning of the game. Not the very beginning of the game, but very early on in the game, and you see he's still not completely maxed out, but I have his trust at 6318. This is still quite a large amount. Like, there's a huge jump. I think it's like 40, I think it's like 4,000, and then a sudden jump to 9,800. It's a really, really annoying one, but if you spam this and you get 60 seafood items on Wulfric in 1 minute, then that's 780 trust per minute. So theoretically, we can get this done in the span of this video if we want to hurry things up, but that would be your main way of doing it. What we're going to do, we're going to quickly spam it right now on this pouch and then just get things going. I also have Electra and Vale. They don't like seafood either, but again, this is free trust for them. If you do have Ursula, the thing about Ursula, I'm gonna do a showcase video on her in the near future, but the thing about her is that if you have her and you finish her initial quests, she will give you access to 10-minute long missions. 10-minute long missions. And whenever a blade comes back from a mission, they have some of the requirements of their objectives filled out along the way. This is extremely useful and quite possibly more time efficient than you doing it yourself, because you have the chance to send all of your blades out in bulk. So after I finish spamming these themed bluegills, we're going to head over to the Merc group, and we're going to actually show you guys what that's all about. So you go over to the Merc group, and we head to Argentum. No, not Tantel, Argentum. And we're going to go ahead and go to, I guess, Soul lesson, because Soul is pretty important, right? And, okay, so we have the requirements over here. The mission requirements you must have, but if you have a suggested field skill, usually this would be 10 minutes, but if you fill out both field skills, you'll bump it down to 8 minutes. That's really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and have Ursula, because she's the requirements, obviously. Earth and Bitball. You might be lucky and have a common blade that has this, but currently I have a unique blade that already has this in the form of Florin, so that's going to be 2 birds with 1 stone. That's really going to be very efficient for us, so we can fit in even more blades whose trust we want to build up. Let's see, we're also going to have another Earth unit, I suppose. Actually, I might even have another Earth Bitball somewhere around here as well, do I? Let's hope so. Okay, apparently not. Man, that's embarrassing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use another bit ball in the form of Dahlia, and why not also have agates on there? And then we're gonna have an expeditionist. This is a fairly common ability to have on a common blade, so you would have that. And you know what, last but not least, let's also give Praxis, because she's also filling up pretty well. The thing about Ursula is that all of the abilities that I have, she's almost completely maxed out, she just needs to have the final affinity tier unlocked. But the thing is though, I've done nothing but send her on these missions, because they're very quick missions, you see. Like, this is an 8-minute long mission, but even if it was just a 10-minute long mission, completing 10-minute, what's it called, 6 10-minute long missions is way more efficient than sending the entire group on one hour mission, because you're constantly bringing them back, sending them out to do some more. They're constantly filling out the objectives, and will make it a lot easier. And if you want to speed it up, then that's when you would do it yourself, but that would only apply later on in the life cycle of the Affinity Chart. So again, we're going back over here. How about we just go back to this shop in Font-Samaima, buy ourselves some more of that seafood that we spent, and we're going to go ahead and have a look at the actual affinity that we've built on Wulfric so far. So if you guys were keeping track, sorry, I know I wasn't. So he's up to 6618. It seems like baby steps, but again, if you have the upgrade to your pouch, the expansion upgrade, then it shouldn't be that much trouble for you to accommodate just one more seafood item on there. And then you will also have the deed from the hobby shop, which lets you have 20 more. And so you kind of just keep spamming this one. Again, like I said earlier, if there is a blade that already likes seafood, then that's actually going to waste some time, because you have to wait through the dialogue. You can't skip that dialogue, so you might as well just try out for different shops. Obviously, by virtue of the fact that the trust might adjust from time to time, but depending on what items you're using, and the quality of the items that you're using also affects how much trust you gain. It's up to you guys to experiment which one, but currently spamming seafood 60 at a time, 60 per minute. It takes 1 second, or a little bit over 1 second, to select one and then give it into the pouch if I'm just spamming the A button. Personally, I would just recommend having something playing in the background. Actually, even before I was spamming this one, I was just trying to get the objectives unlocked and having Ursula's missions be finished. I literally just had this thing in handheld mode, and then I put it inside of my Switch case, and then I left it on while the ticker was going down. And then I went around, did some other things, did some housework, whatever, and then I came back every 8 or 10 minutes so that I could reset the mission and then kind of continue on that. It's quite a bit of a grind, but if you have something to do, again, Switch is portable, you probably could just take it with you while you're, I don't know, watching TV or something else. Whatever tickles your fancy. I guess you could also watch my playlist videos, hint hint. But yeah, this would basically be the most efficient way of doing it, though. It doesn't seem like much, and again, huge grinds. I can totally see why people don't like this, and the way that the Affinity Chart is such a hassle to fill out. But I would say it's well worth the reward. Like I said, like you completely max out the potential of your blades that become so much more powerful, so much more useful, and it really only just costs time to do it. That's all it is, just time, and yeah, sure, you get some money, but money is very easy to come by in this game, especially if you fight a lot of super bosses like I do. But yeah, you could do that. You also get rewards, like if you have a common blade with 4 crowns, you can get Overdrive Protocol, which is super useful if you have a very good blade on a driver that you don't think is a good fit for them, so you just switch to someone else. It's very nice. And we won't have another option to farm Overdrive Protocols, at least not until like New Game Plus comes out, I suppose. But yeah, we already have that maxed out. Let's quickly look, before we finish the video, at the gains that we've achieved so far. So I believe earlier it was like 6,600, so now we're at like 73. It's pretty, like, you know, it's not that bad. Again, like, this is 700, it is 780 per minute doing this, so theoretically we could have this maxed out in like 15 minutes if we did nothing but this, but of course I was talking the entire time. But yeah, that would be kind of the way to do it. And then once you have everything unlocked as soon as possible, like even these ones, I actually didn't do anything to unlock these ones, at least in these general areas. Like for the first couple, yeah, sure, because I was playing as him. But then for these particular ones, I just sent him on the missions with Ursula. And how many minutes did that even take up for Ursula either? It was like, yeah, so it took what, like all of 5 minutes for us to do that. So yeah, it's all pretty good. I mean, like there's plenty of things that you could do in the meantime, and that's kind of the whole point. Like from now on, when you're going to be watching these showcase videos, most of the time they will be close to being maxed out anyway. And yeah, so hopefully you guys can make good use of this one. I understand completely again if you don't like the idea of a grind, but it's there, it's a great option, and some benefit from it much better than others. Some are much easier to build up, such as, say, Boreas, for example. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for joining me, and happy grinding. See you later.